flip side, we have had a couple of people who need spare parts today who've come down and taken them off the car. So, they're going to live on in other cars. So as I was saying, that Mondeo is forming a little bit too much of a ramp, which meant that Drew went up at such an angle that the truck came down, and you can see literally where the wheels, this is where he actually drove up on the second time, but he came down on this side because there's no like big ramp or anything like that. We literally just have a pile of cars and a monster truck, okay? So, here's the deal, this is the health and safety, this is what the guys heard when I did the first show this morning. It's really simple. These concrete barriers, usually pretty good at stopping stuff. You know, that's got to be what, 2 tons there, ton and a half, something like that? Car, bigger than concrete barrier, monster truck goes over car, cancels out concrete block. See? It's like scissor, paper, stone. You've kind of got monster truck, concrete block. If you throw monster truck, concrete block loses. So, it's going to go through that. If it goes through a concrete block, it's kind of going to go through this. Let's face it, on a bad day, my gran could push this over. So, you're all doing quite well, sat up there, but on a health and safety note, if I shout, run away, or I shout, run, or I just shout, ah, just run to the top of the bank. Because by that time, 5 tons of monster truck should have stopped and not be running you over. And that is genuinely, as a risk assessment form goes, what it says is, risk, monster truck, losing control, bursting through barriers. Problem, people get killed. Solution, tell people to run away. Straight up. So I've just done that, okay? So if you get run over, you can't blame me, all right? Not that you're going to be able to, because you'll be wrapped around a monster truck tyre. So this is one of those situations. I'm not trying to dramatise it. I can't even talk. It's a good thing I don't get paid to talk. All right. On the far side there, guys, all you guys over there on the road, what we're going to need you to do is go and sit on the Armco on the other side. And again, there's a very serious message behind this. Because as the monster truck comes across and it gets to about here and you go, oh, it's going to hit a concrete block, it's going to launch up and then it's going to pin you underneath this fence. And the last thing you're going to see, well, it's going to be like being in a sandwich toaster, except there's no heating elements, there's a 5-ton monster truck. So we're going to keep everyone away from that side, apart from those guys in black with cameras. They're replaceable, I'm replaceable, Adam's replaceable, we don't count. So it kind of doesn't count for us, because if I get run over, well, to be honest, there's nobody's going to be that bothered. Quality. Kid up here in the red shirts like that. Hey, that's not very nice. Maybe one day you'll live in a caravan. Yeah. Somewhere it all went horribly, kind of right and wrong for my career. You know, the careers officer at school said you're going to be a draftsman or you're going to join the Navy. Well, last time I checked, we're not at sea and I can't draw. So they made a bit of a mistake there. But at some stage in my life, I ended up being a commentator in a live action arena, living in a caravan. Yes. Do what? Do what? Big up. Living in caravans. My brother, hey, you wake up in the morning, you're bored of the view, what do? Hitch up, pull out. There it is. It's that simple, isn't it? Hey! Life in the outside lane, literally. Excellent. Apart from the fact that's highly illegal, towing in the outside lane. Anyway, so now you know the fact that I live in a caravan, and I was meant to be a draftsman, and I was meant to join the Navy. The reality is, we're in a live action arena, and that's a pile of cars, and that's a monster truck right over there. Yeah, a real life monster truck. When you were a kid and you played with your toy cars and stuff, who drove the toy cars around and went everyone did. Nobody drives along with a toy car. You didn't sit there with a toy car and go click, 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 click. Ooh, bit of traffic, I'll slow down now. You didn't do that, did you? You got your toy car and you went, bang, smash, threw it out the window. That's what you did. That's what we do for real here in a live action arena. Now, 5 tons. About 1,500 brake horsepower. It says in the programme it's about 1,360 brake horsepower, so it's not. We found another 140 in a parcel underneath the desk and we put it in. It runs on alcohol, which it gets to about a gallon every 56 yards. So about every 100 feet at full throttle, it will get through a gallon of fuel. It runs on alcohol, as I suspect a few of you in the audience do. Would that be true? Would that be a correct assumption? Yes, it is. Amazing. So, the axles are off a earth mover, like one of those big JCB type things. It's owned by Santa Pod, so if you wonder where your money gets spent to coming to shows like this, it gets spent on stuff like that. Yeah. When you buy petrol from a petrol station, your tax gets spent on cleaning roads and building schools and boring stuff like that. When you spend your money here, when you buy a can of Fanta in one of the shops, that's what we spend it on. Monster trucks. Yes, I get quite excited about this. So Drew's going to have a little drive around. He's going to warm this thing up for us. It can be a bit grumpy first thing in the morning. Well, it still appears to be afternoon now. You won't forget that, please. Got an iPad just here. Watch it! Don't watch it through a screen. This is real life, my friend! Blink you might miss it! Right, let Drew warm up a little bit. So he's got four-wheel steering up there, which is activated by a button on the shifter. Got a central driving position, no windscreen wipers or anything stupid like that. Full fiberglass body. As he drives fast as well, you can see what he can see over the bonnet, which is not a great deal. So there's a huge area in front of the truck that he can't actually see. It's got clear panels on the inner arches. That bit of the show where he drives towards us. Look at that, cramming sideways. This thing can accelerate from 0 to 60 quicker than a Porsche 911. That's the kind of statistic I like. Now let's see if we can lift the front wheels in the air, shall we? Oh yes, oh yes. You can see the yellow straps that hold the suspension in place to stop it from moving too far and the whole truck sort of flipping over and stuff. It is really easy to forget that 5 wheels. It's also got brakes, which is kind of Keith. As Drew remembered, he hasn't actually got a crash helmet on yet. He shouldn't be doing any jumps yet, should he? So I think he's just tucking the cars up a little bit closer, so he hasn't got such an aggressive ramp on this one. Doing a little bit of car rearranging. So you can see down through the panels, looking through those inner wing panels now, and see how easily that thing lifts up. But what he's doing is making sure he's got a nice, smooth ramp to go up. And also, if he hits that ramp and these cars move, and they start shoving around all over the place, he's also getting rid of the big mattress, the big metal mattress that he's got to land on afterwards. Don't do this. This is a bit where I have to outstare a monster truck. You're a bad man. Drew! Hey! Hey! If not for me, think of the children. Ladies and gentlemen, it begrudges me to say it, but give him a round of applause. Come on, make some noise for Drew Thornton. Do we panic? I don't know. Was this something to do with a 5-ton monster truck bouncing in front of me with a man that can hardly see me?
You don't panic when Terry does it with Herbie.
That's because Terry uses a little Volkswagen Beetle that I have a chance of running away from. So,
That's just a little pickup.
it's just a little pickup. Yes, a little pickup that weighs 5 tons. But I read actually in the programme, we got a little bit of information about Pod Raceway, but I never realised this was the first licensed truck in this country to race, wasn't it?
It was the first UK built truck, so she's not bad for something that's 13 years old. Built in North Wales by a guy called Tim Barks. He started building this, and then we started building one in Daventry. It's gone on from there. And of all the trucks racing in the UK, 90% of them I've had a hand in building.
I like what you've done there, so you know what's going on. Yeah, because you used to race these things as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, the last European Championship that there was, which was in 2008, Podzilla actually won the championship. We were consistent, we weren't the fastest truck, but we always finished. We were running about 5 cylinders, so it was a good boost for me to beat my old boss, Bigfoot from Daventry. When we were racing here, he actually blew his motor trying because he knew I wouldn't let off.
And it's because there's no competition between you guys at all, is there? No, you're all friends until you get into a ridiculous... And I said to the guys, this is like having a big toy. And I said, when you're playing with a little toy at home, you don't pretend with traffic or something like that. So is this like a big toy to drive?
Oh, definitely. I'm a bloke we never grew up doing. That's what the women will say.
Right, now you've sat there and you've listened to me waffle on and you've seen us warm this truck up. So whilst there's a little bit of heat in it, Drew, let's get you up there in the safety suit. Ladies and gentlemen, give a round of applause before he gets in there, deafens himself and crashes a couple of times. Thank you. I'm just going to grab this. This is Drew's crash helmet and the Formula 1, the HANS safety system that attaches to it as well. This is the sort of thing that literally the Formula 1 drivers use. You can see obviously it's got no doors or anything like that, so climbing up through the framework there. But that carbon fibre shoulder brace there sits over Drew's head. So if you imagine sitting there with your shoulders locked and your neck locked as well so you can't do anything, it basically means when this truck is airborne and Drew's looking at the sky somewhere, he doesn't actually know. He's got a fairly good idea, he's done this before, but you can't actually tell the moment when the truck's going to come down and smash down in. Now who here has had a car crash? Now, I know we're not all that good at drivers. Surely more of us have here than had a car crash. Unless they were just really bad ones. Okay, so those of you who had a car crash, that split second before you actually had the car crash and you were out of control, that moment was kind of like, hang on a minute, something bad's going to happen here. That's what Drew's going to do twice for us in the next couple of minutes. The truck goes up, it comes down, and literally that force, that crushing force, is like having a crash, which is why we secure his head to his shoulders so it doesn't fall off. Okay, there's a couple of little people here in the audience, so for you adults, you know what I'm talking about there. We basically don't want to decapitate him, okay? It's that simple. But like I said, Drew can't really see anything until you get right back out here. You guys can see here, his eye line, I can just see his eyes where I'm stood here. Up inside here, we've got some polycarbonate panels. You can see a little bit through this grille. So effectively, the space in front of the truck is dead space. You can't actually see what he's doing. So you saw him line up with these cars here, and then reverse back, he'll pull forwards, and he will drive forwards fairly slowly, because it's not about hitting these things at speed. This thing's got 1,500 brake horsepower. When he accelerates, somewhere in Australia, somebody's going like that. Whoa, 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 what the hell was that? Okay? So he's going to pull up to this nice and slowly, and then he's just going to go, whoop, and the front tyres are literally going to chew up that Astra and throw it up in the air. Now earlier on we had a sky wheelie where the truck went straight up in the air, came down, slapped, nearly fell over. The second jump, Drew tried to clear all the cars and landed, well, he landed somewhere about here. So we're going to see if we can clear all the cars, but you need to remember this is a 5-ton truck. It's 1,500 brake horsepower. It's not going to do barrel rolls and take off and fly to Wellington and bounce back. This is impressive what it does. So I'm going to need you to make some noise for me. And a couple of you guys who listened to the show earlier on this morning, yes sir, good work. You would have heard me shout, 1, 2, 3, whoa, 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 feedback, what's that about, man? Oh man, that's such an amateur move. Okay. Don't know what quite happened there. After 3, I'm going to want you to shout jump, alright? Now earlier when I got you to shout loser at me, that didn't work very well. So I'm going to get you to shout Vaxhaull this time, okay? So after 3, I want you to shout Vaxhaull as a little bit of a practice, alright? 1, 2, 3! That was fantastic, young man. Absolutely brilliant. The rest of you, disappointed. I can't lie, I'm disappointed. Almost to the point that I can't talk. Almost. So, hey, you have to save it. Next time I shout 3, you guys are going to shout jump. So what we're testing here is the kill switch. Keith, the crew member, stood here now with a remote control. Unfortunately, it hasn't got a little steering wheel on it, because that would be hilarious. But what it has got is a kill switch. So it means if anything happens to Drew, and you can see Drew now, he literally can't turn his head. He's held in place. So you're kind of guessing where stuff is, but when you're driving a 5-ton monster truck, it doesn't really matter. Because if you drive into another car, you just drive over it. Can we get everyone out of the way? Nice one, chaps. Hide behind something big and crushable. That's it. Hide behind Jeep. There it is. What was that? I can't hear it. Oh, are you guys over by the JCB as well? If you can just hide out of the way, that'd be great, thank you. Please, we're all going to move back. Can we just get you guys over there on the road? Can you move back over by the Armco, please? You guys stood here? Everyone stood on the road. Please move back. They can't hear me. Yeah, thank you, brilliant. We need everyone to move back. Like I said, if I say run away, you run, alright? Don't be shy. So you can see Drew's lined up there. Once again, he can't turn around. He's got no movement. Now he's going to put this thing up in the air for you. Make a lot of noise. So, are your cameras ready? Are you recording this? Are you recording it, big man? Good man. Excellent. Wait for the thumbs up. So we've got the thumbs up. So please, 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 if you're going to do one thing today, shout jump for me after 3, alright? That's a personal plea right there. 1, 2, 3, jump! Yeah! That was quite nice. I was expecting it to roll in nice and gently. No, he's going to the best speed. Don't blow a jump. I like that. He's obviously liking that Astras around. I'm sorry to the Astra owners, but well, they do make good rams. So that's what 1500 brake horsepower of alcohol running supercharged American V8 sounds like. So it's a Chevy motor. This is a General Motors product. A derivative of you would have found in the Monaros and the VXRs and all that sort of stuff. So this is going to be the last jump at PVS 2012. So I'll tell you what, if you don't want to make any noise, if you don't want to shout, just wait, just literally punch the air, okay? I give it a fist pump. You're a hard crowd. You're a hard crowd. Well, we got the thumbs up. So after 3, just make some noise, wave your arms, do anything you want, please. 1, 2, 3, jump! Come on, Drew! Break that bad boy! Folks! We got a wheelie as well! Yes! There you go. That was a very impressive jump right there. Now you can kind of see why we like to keep a little bit of distance. I think we can just leave it there, can't we? One last systems check, and then Drew will extricate himself from inside this truck. Now remember what you've just seen there. You've just seen 5 tons of metal flying through the air and crushing cars. So put your hands together for him, make some noise now as Drew comes round the side of the truck. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Drew Thornton and Podzilla! Take the glory, there it is. Now, how did that feel, Drew? Because you went a little bit hard then, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to clear the cars with the first jump, but it just felt poor.